The 2014 crossbow season continues. I've decided to head back over to the doe field blind because here we are entering the third week of the season and I still haven't shot a deer, a doe or otherwise. So I'm heading back over to the doe field blind to sit over the brassicas food plot next to the clover food plot and see if anything comes in. Death by Bunjie is brought to you in part by the Eric Freen Sniper Diaper. Now you can stay in your tree stand for days, weeks, even months without detection. The only diaper good enough to put Eric Freen's face on. Well, the weather finally turned. We're now getting the mist, on and off here. Hasn't rained yet, but I feel like it's gonna. It's rained on and off all week. It's been really kind of miserable weather, but that's the way it is, it's knocking a lot of the leaves off over here, especially. I see it. It's really starting to look like fall, a little chillier. Hopefully the deer will be moving. I came to the doe field again today because I've got this nice food plot. It's been cold enough, we've had a few cold nights, and I think that clover is going to start losing its taste. I think the deer are going to start moving this way and maybe sitting on some of the brassicas that I put in here on this food plot. Hopefully I'll get a little activity here. I hate to put in all these nice food plots and not get some activity. I've had plenty of opportunity. I really have nobody to blame but myself for not shooting a deer by this point. I passed on a couple, and you want to savor the hunting season when it first starts, and then when you pass on a few, then I start thinking, man, I really shouldn't have passed. But so here I am in the third week of the season without a deer. It's time to shoot one. There was some activity down there on the well pad today on the other side of this place. So I'm thinking obviously they're not going to come out by the well pad food plot. And I think it would push deer over to this side of the property. This is on the other side of the property. So if I sit in here this afternoon, I got in here real early, like noon. I wanted to get in here before my gear got wet, but you get in here early enough, and if I sit here all afternoon, I should see something at some point. There's got to be something in this food plot, so I'm optimistic. This is going to work out today. I feel really good. Keep your fingers crossed. Standing in line at the dandy today, and I heard this woman in front of me say, feel sorry for me, cause I can't pay my bills, and my husband's no help, he's drunk to the gills. You weren't born and dead or addicted to booze. Each of these problems is something you choose. You can make life harder than it has to be, but it's time to take responsibility. Life is easy. I said life is easy. Life is so easy. Life is easy. Don't make it hard. I didn't hear her go down, but it was a good shot. She's got to be right out there. She can't have gone too far. The fawn came in first, looked at me, looked right in here, and is looking at me, so I didn't move. And then she just acted like nothing was wrong and walked right over there, and she walked just past this window and tucked out of the way, around the corner of the blind, which is good because then I can move a little bit. And I heard more leaves, and the mom comes in here, the yearling doe came in here, and she walks 10 yards. The fawn came out right next to the blind, like 5 feet from the blind, maybe 10 feet from the blind, but right here in these briars. And the mom came out farther over, but made her way up through, and she stopped at 18, 20 yards, somewhere in there. Perfect. Just this side of my 20-yard grass, my little marker that I got in my mind. And she's standing right there, and she gives me a shot broadside. Perfect. And I took the shot, and I'm telling you, this thing worked out perfect. The funny thing is, the fawn sat there eating, and she looks up, and she heads over here. She comes over here, and she's looking to see what was going on with her mother, but then she goes back to eating. It's like it didn't even bother her. And then the other fawn, I look, as I take the camera, and I got some footage here, but the other fawn was here too. Both fawns were here. The other one just hadn't come into the food plot. I didn't see her. But they both left now. So I'll pack up my gear. I'm even sweating. This is crazy. It's because it's getting kind of chilly now. It's raining on and off. Now the grass is all wet. It's going to be a fun blood trail, but she can't have gone back in there too far. She should be an easy find. And the fawns have made their way out of here. They got to be gone. So I'm going to pack up my gear, and we're going to go find her. Okay, let's see what we got here. She was out about 20 yards. I think if I use the old range finder on it, we probably would have found it was about 18 yards. I looked at the shot on tape. It looked good to me. She's right here in this region. I don't see the arrow, and I'm not sure where that arrow went, but it went for a hike. That's one of the things about shooting out of a blind, is you don't stick your arrow in the ground. You are left with following a blood trail. It's been about 15 minutes. The way she was hit, I have no doubt she went down, and went down quickly. It was a double lung shot. I'm going to take a little walk up there just the same and look for that arrow. I'm not seeing any blood here yet. I'd feel a lot better if I saw a little bit of blood. Now, I have to admit, I was a little worried when I first got out of the blind and started looking, because I didn't see any blood on the ground where the shot took place, where the impact took place. I looked around, I didn't see any blood anywhere else in the food plot, and this time of year, the maple leaves are falling, and everybody knows they're all orange, they're all red, they're all blood colored, and it makes following a blood trail pretty hard. But nevertheless, when I entered the woods, I was able to find some blood in the direction that she had gone in on a stone wall, and I was able to find some overturned leaves. Once I found that, the blood trail became very easy to follow, and I was able to find that deer pretty quick.
Well, I'm gonna be out of breath for this quick interview, but I wanted to show you my doe. I worked hard on this old girl. Well, not that old. Yearling doe. Nice one though. This is the mother of the two fawns that kept busting me. She busted me once in my buckfield blind. She busted me once down on the well pad. But third time's a charm. I finally got a shot at her. She came in following the fawns into the food plot up here in the doe field, of all places. So I think the doe field's pretty well used up right now. We're getting later in the season now where I can switch over to hunting bucks. I filled a doe tag finally. I passed on a bunch. Next year I won't pass on these deer. You know, you're just excited, you want to see what's out there, and I'll tell you, I've now seen what's out there, and I'm more than happy with this girl. Nice yearling doe. Fill up a tag, put some meat in the freezer. Gorgeous, gorgeous deer. Real healthy looking, well, not so much now, but before, when she came in, she was doing good. She had me worried, she had Bunjie worried a little bit, I think, because, you know, you're shooting them I never found the arrow, I'll go look for that after the sun goes down, but you take a shot in a blind, and you're kind of shooting uphill the way that blind's situated, and, you know, you've got two holes at the same level, they don't leak as much, but as she came down the hill, she only went about 40, maybe 40 yards. I come down the hill, found the belly no problem, and I saw where she had leaked all the way down through here. But in a food plot, it's almost impossible the way those leaves are in there and the way the grass is. Plus, everything's damp right now because it's been raining on and off all day. So I was hoping, I'm lucky that we got a good shot on her. I'm glad we got a good shot on her. Thank you, Bunjie. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm just so thankful that we got a good shot on her because it made the tracking job a lot easier. Boy, I couldn't be happier. I'm going to get her cleaned up now. We'll get her gutted, and we'll get back up there on top, and we'll figure out what we're going to do here. But she's going to be processed. I'll turn her into all kinds of fantastic meals. I'm telling you, we got chili, we got beef stew, we got the back straps, we got it all. And I can't be happy enough with this guy. Man, just performed very, very well. And we've been through a lot. We've been through crappy weather. We've been through, you know, passing on shots, giving me dirty looks the whole way through. But I just got to tell you, thank you. Hope you enjoyed this series. We got more coming. And all hail Bunjie. Woo! Woo! Well, the moral to this story is life is easy. Don't make it hard. You can make life harder than it has to be, but why make it hard? Life is easy. Shoot the deer that come into those food plots. I worked hard putting those food plots in. Take advantage of that and hunt over those food plots and shoot the deer when you get the opportunity. This time it worked out perfectly. Now, I never did find the arrow. The luminoc went off, obviously. You can see it in the shot, but after it passed through the deer, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the luminoc shut off after it passed through the deer, but even after it got dark, I came back with the Ranger. I drove around, covered a big area, didn't see a glow anywhere. I walked back and forth, didn't see a glow. And the next day I came back, it was a pretty clear day. I walked through just looking for the arrow and didn't have any luck.